Hello, everyone. This is Emily with Emily's Craft and Crochet, and I am here today not to talk about crafts or crochet or yarn. I wanted to tell you about long COVID, which is what I have. If you're not interested, please just go ahead and go out, but I really hope that you just stick through this and hear what I have to say, because I think that there is 4 million people in the U.S. alone that suffer from long COVID, and some of you may never heard of it. I had COVID in August of 2021. I got it pretty bad. I did go to the doctor's, was diagnosed, and he told me, do not go to the hospital. That's when it was pretty bad. And he said, because there's so many sick people, the beds are full, the hospitals are full. He said, just try to stay home and put up with it there. And I had some Xanax for anxiety, which I was already taking. And he told me just take that and kind of just, suffer through it. The same old thing everyone's been told. So I have a wonderful doctor. So I stayed home for about a week and a half. And then I went to the doctor's, and it was gone, but I still had the burning sensation in my chest. I had a really bad cough. I have chronic sinus infection, and since I've had COVID that first time, I have never gotten rid of this nasal drip. It's absolutely horrible. So I told him how tired I was, and he told me that maybe I just need to take some more time off work and stay home and rest up. So that's what I did. I took another week off work, so I was gone for 2.5 weeks, and rested. I absolutely did nothing. I was so exhausted that it took everything I had just to get up to go to the bathroom. But I had to go back to work, of course. I live paycheck to paycheck. It's just me here and my son. My son is 30, going to be 34 this year. And so I decided I had to go back to work. I went back to work, and luckily my assistant was my daughter-in-law, so she covered for me a lot. I did work from home days, and it just got too much. My lung was on fire, and it hurt really bad, and I had to go to work and put a heating pad on my chest. And basically, I couldn't even get up out of my chair at my desk. So other people did any walking that I had to do, any inspections. So I was really fortunate to have a good crew. My chest was hurting so bad I couldn't take it anymore. I mean, I was like crying. It hurt so bad. I couldn't sleep. I was miserable. I was sleeping in my chair. I couldn't lay down. So I went back to the doctor's, and he had me do an x-ray. He thought maybe I had COPD, which really scared me because, of course, I had to look it up, and it's horrible. And I was having a hard time breathing, and my chest hurting so bad, and I was miserable, and it got to the point where I couldn't work anymore. So the owners of where I work told me that I could go ahead and stay on the payroll and go ahead and just not work and take care of this. So my assistant took my position, and I started to go into doctors. I did go to a pulmonologist, and he said I do not have COPD. I have long COVID. And it astounds me how many people have never heard of it when there's so many people that have it. And I almost feel like they're trying to hide it, because I want to know more. And I know they don't know very much more. And I also look up people that talk about it on YouTube, because I want to hear from other people who have it. And if you're still watching, I appreciate you. Please just hear me out. If you have never heard of it, please look it up. It's long COVID, long haulers, and just see what the people that are suffering from this COVID, what they're going through, because it's absolutely horrible. So I kind of feel like I have the flu every day, almost like I'm still walking around with COVID in me. And we all have different symptoms. So my chest was on fire. I didn't have COPD. So my primary doctor sent me to the heart doctor, did all the tests, sent me to On With Life in Ankeny, Iowa, and they deal with brain injury and stroke victims. I could only walk for a little over a minute, which means that for months I could only walk from my chair to the bathroom. And if I was lucky, I could maybe do a dish or two. For some of you that watch my channel, you'll know that I have 7 cats. I'm a cat lady. And she would have to come over every day and change my kitty litter. 7 cats. I would scoop my litter every morning before I went to work and every day when I got home. And then I fed my cats wet and dry food. And I couldn't even get up and give my cats wet food. I felt like I went from being fine to getting sick to feeling like I wasn't me. I couldn't do anything. It was horrible. So I became very dependent on my children, who were paying my bills, who had to bring me groceries. And it was really hard for me because I should be taking care of them. They're all adults, but I still want to be there for my children. But now they're taking care of me, and I'm very grateful. So I was diagnosed with long COVID, but he told me there was nothing else I could do. My regular doctor gave me an inhaler, and it took the burning sensation away, which I was so grateful for, but my lungs felt like glass, and I was having a hard time breathing, and I was taking Xanax already, and I do take depression medication, and I was taking that before I got COVID, but once I got COVID, they had to up both of them. Now I don't have as many panic attacks because when I can't breathe, I know I'm going to be okay. When it first was going on, I was scared to death. So I kind of got used to it because it's been over a year now. So I went to On With Life, and they taught me how to breathe with using my diaphragm and not my lungs, which made it so that my lungs didn't go in and out. My diaphragm down below did, so I wasn't using my lungs as hard. I could only walk for a little over a minute, and I went every Tuesday, and I had exercises I did every day, and I also saw a woman for my cognitive. I have really bad brain fog, and today is a good day because I'm not stuttering, because sometimes I stutter, sometimes I can't find the words I want to say, and I can't count money. I can't go back to my job because I was making mistakes when I did leave. And I have a hard time comprehending things. And like, I don't know why, but I want to watch the same movies on TV over and over. I don't want to watch anything new. And if I do watch something, I forget what I watched. The next day, I can't even tell you what it was about. It scares me. So my brain fog is bad. My chest still hurts, but without the fire. I'm working on being able to walk around, wearing a mask everywhere I go. I was getting to the point where my daughter would come pick me up maybe once a week, and she would take me like Joann's or Michael's or something. And that's a little walk if you get let off at the door and we go in. And I could walk around for a few minutes. I have my inhaler, I have my Xanax, and I'd be exhausted. And right now, I haven't been out of the house. I've been out of the house 4 times in a month. And 2 of those were doctor appointments. So I don't go anywhere now because I got COVID again. So the pulmonologist told me long COVID. My doctor gave me the inhaler. I went to the heart doctor, did the EKG test, the bigger one that can tell you if you have any irregular heartbeats and all that good stuff. Did the stress test, which I wasn't on there for very long because I couldn't walk. And they said it all came back good. So I'm now seeing a doctor who has moved to the hospital that wants to specialize in COVID patients. And I went and saw him, and he wants an MRI to make sure it didn't damage my heart. Because I have heart palpitations. I could be standing, I can be sitting. It doesn't matter. and my heart will just start racing really fast, and I get pains and it hurts. My insurance has denied it, and they won't pay for me to have an MRI, and we've put it through twice. We'll be doing it again. And so I wasn't feeling good, and I felt like I was getting bronchitis, like my lungs were full of fluid, because I've had bronchitis before. And I went to the doctors, and he said my lungs sounded fine. It turned out I did a home test when I got home, and I had COVID again. So I called the doctor, told me, remember, stay home. Don't go to the hospital if you don't have to. I had COVID again, hit me hard. I was out. It set me back completely to the point where I could only walk for my chair to the bathroom again. Right now, it's really bad. I like to do the crochet videos, so it's hard to explain until you get older, but now that I can't get up, move around, I want everything that I use or I want near my chair. I have cookies and goodies in a bag. I have 3 bags of yarn around on my table. I have all my medicine, and I take every vitamin you can think of. Magnesium is great. And the trash can on the other side with my slippers, my heating pad, and then I got all my stuff for my videos I can do right on my lap. So that's how I've been doing my videos. So I got long COVID the second time. I did go to the pulmonologist after, because everything came back. The burning, the hurting, the brain fog got worse. I have horrible migraines since I've had COVID the first time, and I've never had migraines my whole life. All I can do for the getting up and walking around is to do exercises and get up and walk, and I can't push myself. If I do, then you pay for it the next few days. So you have to pace yourself. That's very important, to pace yourself. I went to the pulmonologist. He gave me a steroid inhaler. And one of the side effects is a sore throat, and your voice kind of gets you start to lose your voice. So I am getting that side effect from the inhaler. But I got to tell you, it has made my lungs feel better, and my lungs have not felt this good in over a year. So I'm very thankful. So if you have long COVID, I'm just telling you this steroid inhaler has helped me so much. And when I did get COVID the second time, the doctor did give me a Z-Pack. And I think that helped me too while I was going through COVID. My daughter, I had a really bad episode, and I had to call my daughter. I didn't really think I was going to make it. There's a lot of days that I feel like I should be in hospice, and I'm not being funny. There's days when I think I'm just going to die. So I was having a really bad day, and I waited until my daughter had put my grandkids to bed and called her and said, hey, if you put them in bed, can you come over? And she said yes. So she came over and brought me some soup, and she saw how bad I was, and I took some Xanax, and she stayed till I fell asleep. And then she woke me up. She said, Mom, I'm leaving. And I'm like, okay, I'm okay. I went to sleep. So the next day she came over and she brought me my air mist. And you put it over your nose, and it has eucalyptus and mint, and you can inhale it. I do that twice a day. It's wonderful because I have that chronic sinusitis, and it's constantly clogged, and it's constantly leaking down the back of my throat. And I've taken so many antibiotics, I can't even tell you. It's still there. So they said I need to see a specialist for that and have my nasals cleaned. I have that nose thing where you put the nose and it comes out the other side. I'm supposed to do that twice a day. And then my daughter bought me that air mist. And then, which I got to tell you, it feels wonderful going in my lungs. That eucalyptus and mint, it's wonderful. My daughter paid $200 for mine. So they are a little pricey, but it makes a big difference. And then she brought me some Arm & Hammer mist spray. No chemicals in it. It's just eucalyptus. And you spray it up in each side of your nose, and then you blow your nose, and it just clears it out. It's wonderful, and I use that after I use my air mist. I love Dr. York. He's on YouTube, and he takes care of POTS patients. And he was saying that POTS and long COVID are really comparable. And so he was saying what he does for his POT patients. And he says he takes his POT patients and has them once a month go and do a saline infusion. I talked to my doctor, and there's a place here. And my insurance won't cover it. It was $68, and I went and had an infusion just recently. So I had saline, which was what Dr. York said he does for his patients. It lasted me for 3 hours. I guess the thing is when you have long COVID, your blood cells do not hold the water like it should. Like I can drink all the water and Gatorade I want, but it's not going to go into my blood cells. So that's another reason why you get that brain fog, and my heart aches, is because not only do I have blood clots in my blood, but my heart's having a hard time pumping it all up to my brain. So it's working really hard. So I needed to get some saline in me for dehydration. When I was there getting the infusion, I got a really bad headache, and then it went away. I start feeling like, I was like, whoa, I'm kind of feeling good. I left there, I felt great, and I came home, and I swept off my back porch, and I did me some dishes, and I was just like, wow, this is, don't overdo it, Emily, don't overdo it. And then I crashed, and I got a migraine for the rest of the night, and I called them, and they said that my body maybe needed more, and that the next time I come in to maybe do a banana bag, which I guess is a lot of vitamins and minerals, and so I might do that. I was really disappointed it didn't last very long. When you're sick for over a year and you hear someone say something and you want to try it, you think, oh my God, please God, let this be the thing that's going to do it. And for something as simple as saline to make me feel better for 3 hours, I got to tell you, it was worth it. So I did do that. My doctor gave me that steroid inhaler. It's helping. So if you have long COVID and you haven't tried these two things, you might want to consider it. There's a lot of other people out there doing other things that I would not do. Maybe you don't like needles. Maybe you don't want to do that. But the Pure Mist, that saline Arm & Hammer spray, Arm & Hammer spray isn't that much. You could try that. I have to sit in my chair with the heating pad on my chest almost all day. I've been recently having to put it on my back, which I think I'm going to have to go in and maybe have a test done, because I wouldn't want my kidneys to start acting up, because that's where it's hurting. When you have long COVID, you need to be really careful of everything and everywhere you go. And with the steroid inhaler, I am more susceptible for infection in the lungs. So I need to be careful. I saw a video of a woman making lunch for her children in a long COVID video. And I was thinking to myself, you're my hero, because I know how I feel and how you must be pushing yourself to do that. And when I push myself, I pay for it. I've slept for 3 days nonstop because I pushed myself, and I got mad, and I decided I'm tired of letting this control me, and I got up and I cleaned my house, and I didn't care how bad my chest hurt, and I was mad. I was so mad. And I paid for it that night with pain, and I slept, and I couldn't get up, and I was miserable. So going to On With Life, they did teach me a lot of pacing myself. They gave me breathing exercises. I have exercises I do here. and I do them. I got up to being able to ride the exercise bike for 16 minutes, and that was pushing myself because it felt really good to just be riding a bike. What I want to say, a standstill bike. And so they told me that I didn't need to go back, but they did notice some things in my thinking. My brain fog is very bad. Did I already say that? Probably did. But basically, I just wanted everyone out there to please look up COVID or long COVID. And my suggestion is if you meet someone with it or you have a friend that has it, please listen to them, because I've lost friends who don't understand, don't want to listen to my complaints, or, oh my God, Emily just never feels good, or just suck it up, or they just don't understand. After I had COVID the first time, about 7 months after, I got to the point where I really felt like I couldn't take it anymore. And I went to the hospital because I couldn't breathe. And she told me it could be an 8-hour wait. And I said, you don't understand, I can't sit up in a chair that long. And I have long COVID and I'm having heart palpitations and I don't feel good. I need to lay down. She goes, well, I don't even know what long COVID is. I've never even heard of it. And she was very rude and short with me. And I just thought, I was so upset and mad. I just called my daughter and told her, I'm not even going to sit here and wait. Just come get me. I'm tired of people not understanding. And when the people in your family that you love don't understand what you're going through, because I can look healthy. Oh, slap some makeup on me, dress me up nice, push me out the door, and I will look perfectly healthy. But on inside, I'm not. It's the inside that's killing me. It's attacking me. It attacked my lungs. It inflamed my lungs, and it didn't even show up on an x-ray. But if you have long COVID, don't give up. Don't give up. If you have to sit there and relax, I crochet. I can sit there and do that. There's days when I sit in my chair and I'm so tired and exhausted, I can't even turn the channel on my remote or crochet. That's how horrible it is for me. And we're all different. I'm hoping it only takes me, if it takes another 6 months to get back to where I was before I caught COVID the second time, to where I can actually get up and leave my house maybe once every 2 weeks or once a week. I'll be ecstatically happy. I will be very happy. But when I pass, I'm going to donate my body to science, because I want them to find out what this is doing to our bodies. It's very, very life-changing, and that's an understatement. It really is. I want to thank you for listening to me. I'm sure I left out so much, and I probably said too much in some areas. But if you have long COVID, don't give up, because you're not alone. I don't know anyone with long COVID, but I gotta remember I'm not alone. I'm not the only person going through this. And I'm thankful for my children. And I'm thankful for all of you for listening to me. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Really touches my heart. I have 1,000 subscribers. I know you guys don't all watch all the time, but this is going to be labeled long COVID. And I hope if you have long COVID and you listen to this, you got something out of it. Because every time I watch someone else's video, I'm thankful that they posted, and I always get something out of it, even if it's just a little bit of courage. So I want to say thank you to everybody who watched this. Please look it up. Long COVID, long haulers. You guys have a great day, and I will be back soon with a crochet video. Thank you. Bye.